Hi, my name's Dom, and just now I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how your shutter speed has no effect on flash photography, or has very, very little effect on flash photography. In your normal cameras, your digital SLRs, you have sync speed of your flash. So in other words, that means the speed that the shutter goes up and the flash goes, how it can synchronize itself really well. Most cameras will be able to sync up to 200th of a second, and you can sometimes do it a little bit faster than that. But generally, shutter speeds doing flash photography are anywhere between a 50th of a second to 120th of a second. And I'll just show you the example how it has absolutely no effect of how you change it anyway. So what we'll do, so look, got it on manual. If I bring it down to f5.6, and get the speed, so it's at 60th of a second. I've got my flash over there, and I'll go stand in position. So this should make a nice image. Okay, and as you can see, it's come out quite nice. Nothing wrong with that at all. This time we'll make the shutter speed faster. So instead of 60th of a second, we move that to 125th. 180th, let's go all the way up to 250 and see what effect that has. Okay, and if you look from this photo and the old photo, there's absolutely no difference in the actual image, certainly in the image brightness. That's because the flash that comes out your flash gun, or the flash that comes out of your camera, is an instantaneous light. So in other words, the flash from your flash lasts for about 1/10,000th of a second, but that's enough to light up the whole room and light up your face. The other interesting thing is if you go even slower, it also doesn't really have much of an effect. This time, instead of 250, let's get it really slow. Let's say 20th, or let's go all the way down to 10th of a second. We'll take a photo of there. And just as the flash went there, I shaked my head a little bit as I tried to smile. But in the actual image itself, it's actually still a really sharp image, and you can't really tell that I was moving at all. So let's try it even further. Let's make it even slower by going down to half a second with a flash. Okay, so I tried to keep my head still for that one. Again, you can tell it's not sharp, but brightness-wise, it isn't a huge difference. You can tell that there's a lot more ambient light coming into the camera, so the background's a little bit brighter, but generally my face, it has the same amount of brightness really. So that's one of the interesting things about flash photography, is that your shutter speed is one of the things that you don't really need to worry about. When you're using flash, you can really not worry about the speed that you're shooting at and just concentrate more on the aperture that you've got it on and how much depth of field you actually want to have. Hope that helps. Cheers, bye.